Now we move on to the third match of the day. Blank, last outing for me and you. You know we got to give this one some gas. Give it justice for the building we're in.
We're going to press the foot to the pedal here because we're getting into our angle, our third one of the day, and then we're going to close things out with the JJ, the John and Jukes. We've got all the players on screen for you here for your beautiful viewing pleasure at home, but I'm not sure if it's going to be too much of a pleasure for some of the players inside this lobby because some will be going home at the end of the day. Survival stage, rough. Only 4 will make it through.
They will indeed, Blank, and they'll be making it through on those GT20 Pros, those bad boy phones that are getting them dialed in and playing the best they absolutely can. 144 hertz sound kind of good, right?
Ooh, yeah, that's very nice. You can see everything, every minute detail. That's how Power was able to catch out Inco. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Maybe that's just how hard his eyes. They run at like, 240 hertz.
Yo.
Like he's just sat there, he sees it all.
He's got the 360 hertz eyeballs.
Oh man.
That would be insane.
Sees everything, like even behind him.
Yeah. Got the 360 degree angle and it looked like it.
That's how they knew about Inco.
That's how they knew, dude. It was
damn.
easy peasy. I mean, to be honest with you, Faral Haji has played well, but we have to give credit to the rest of the team.
Oh yeah.
Bringing Satan out, having a bit of a reshuffle for themselves, it's honestly a decision within the team that you had to make. Like, it's worked out well for them.
That's actually a massive caveat to factor in as well. You think about the fact they get that chicken dinner with the changes. That's huge for them, bud. You gotta think that's going to dial you in as well with this
It's like it's still working.
Yeah.
It's still working, and we can make this work going into the end of the day. Really loving it for them. If you see right now where they are, they jumped up quite a bit. You've got to remember they were in 19 points down towards the bottom of the lobby. 18th place, this is more manageable. And with the fact that going up to 12th, it's 39 points to 52, all right? It's not that much of a jump for them. It's not that much of a jump. Another good game, and that's what we want to see out of Power. It's what Vampire want to achieve as well with their 46, and if Team Liquid keep losing that fourth player, man, ooh, they might be opening up the gates.
Man, it's terrifying that this keeps happening in and out. You got to feel for them in some of these drops that they've been running into. Problems arising, keeping you guessing. We'll see how it goes.
Ooh.
Right now, though, we're thrown into a fight. Kago Saka, they're going to get struck down.
Kago Saka just not having the best of the games. Man's going to have to leap off the top of the building like an assassin with the blade in hand. With the VSS silence. He's creeping around. I think he's been spotted. Garnet about to be carved. Beautiful Ruby, but will be leaving the game.
Oh, he had the Ramsey in his hands, but can't use it to chop anyone up. No butcher blade actions here. No fresh meat on the chopping block. As you got Bro moving on up to confirm those and wipe out the stragglers.
Kago Saka at this point losing this early in the match. 2 players, more than likely, without a miracle, we'll be seeing Kago Saka heading into the survival stage. We can start to clean out some of our teams. I think Inco is right on the edge with 31 points. Tough to get back in, doable, but you got to factor in that your boys up on top. Talent, Team Liquid, still pumping those points. Obviously, there is teams in between them that we haven't talked about. There's going to be teams in between them there that will be holding on after they finish their day of play.
Ooh.
That's flying.
Oh, man.
And he gets him.
Yo! Hey, he's pulled it back around, Blank. You're thinking Merzed's got the angle, he's got the timing. But no, the bunny hopping bounces out of the vehicle and claps straight back, and it's all gone south.
Falcons, they had a pretty good hold against Tiamba, but Boom coming through with the modified vehicle, ejector seat action in the air. Will take out action. But the rest of his squad just top and action remaining now. The dynamic duo, see what they can get done. They're keeping the hopes alive for Falcons right now. 42 points on Sosnovka. Definitely a possibility here to just try and live this one out. Looking at the map, south shift on the circle, potentially could go north though, so teams got to be cautious about this and a little bit worried. Moneymakers being hedged in by Alpha 7. This was this amazing shot from behind the tree, behind the leaves.
Oh man, that's the spirit of Max Man right there. The PP business.
Yeah, dude.
making it look big.
Through the trees. Dear me.
That's kind of nutty, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Nurzed, he must have been counting everything in that one, you know, sort of thinking that his eyes were a bit bigger than his belly. That looked like it would have been freebies for him. He's in a good off angle as well.
How do you track that?
I don't know, bro. How do you trace that? Misery, though, not going to be looking great for him. Feeling a lot of uncomfortable emotions here as TJB spotted an isolated man and they swoop on him.
The problem with Talon right now is that, yeah, they're safe in 9th place, but they keep consistently not doing so hot towards the beginning of these games. I think they had some strong matches over on Miramar yesterday. Potentially that's where they'll bring their points back up again, but uncomfortable. An uncomfortable scenario. Trying to make it work in those last 2 matches. TJB hunting down Ayala. Does the curse continue, Jackie?
Oh, they're on him, hot on his tail, putting pedal to the metal, telling them to trail him so the bullets can be fired at from the back line. They're trying to get the shots on target.
Not
a little bit of
again.
damage here and there, and that's the one that connects to knock him out.
Not like this, Team Liquid. Come on, boys. This can't keep happening every single game. Team Liquid playing handicapped into these matches.
Before playing with a trio was bad enough. Now it's just a duo that remains alive. And they know all they can do is think about what's yet to come.
TJB, the direct competitors to them as well. Currently in 13th place. Just 2 points behind now of knocking them back down into that bottom 12. Tough scenario. IWNRX as well, another team that just has not had that same power. And I think that, you know, you look at that last match, the player counts from Zed Wolf, who is probably one of the most confident players in this tournament. Just in teams have been able to, in terms of carrying his team, didn't look good, didn't look happy. I think IWNRX will have to battle it out with the boys on Team Spirit in the survival stage from EMEA. Alpha 7, they've nicked a boat.
Hopped in the boat. But it's not a nice day of sailing out on the sea. It's a mission to try and get yourself into a better angle later on and funnel the whole way around. But look at the problem they could run into. Moneymakers waiting in the wings. If they get a clear line of sight on there, you're sitting ducks.
Yes, the issue. They kind of have like semi-win, semi-loss here in the sense that Moneymakers could take shots out towards them as they make this crossing, but they have stolen a vehicle that Moneymakers potentially might really need in the coming moments of the game. And even more so, they're sort of penning them in a bit. I think this might have to be a vehicle crossing on the bridge for the Moneymakers if they don't find another vehicle parked outside the warehouses for them in Primorsk. Ooh, a tough time ahead. Cardozin, Chief, they're going to swim this one. They know that they can't afford to go in with just the 2 in the boat. Desperation plays ahead for Team Liquid in the drink.
Realizing they have to just keep their heads down. Don't bring unnecessary attention to the team. As like you say, you're at a major disadvantage in the battle of attrition. You wouldn't be able to contend in a toe-to-toe raw firefight. That was Talon as well, refueling and setting themselves back up in the zone for now. Potentially debating where that next shift's going to go and how they should reposition when that happens. A
lot of squads confirming onto Sosnovka here. They think it's going to be a Sozzy finish, and I think that's reasonable. Like I said, though, there's still a chance for this to move hard north, but no, directly onto Sosnovka. Teams like IHC, Inco, Moneymakers, Power, who would have loved for this one to head further towards that north side to give them some more time. This is crunched out. Both the bridges, essentially. So quick rotations are necessary, and you know there's going to be people holding on the outside, waiting for you to make your crossing. And you're hoping for the boom special, really. Jumping out of the vehicle and defending against a hold like that. But how often does that happen?
Those aren't repeatable. Those aren't sustainable plays. And they made it look good, and it was impressive in the engagement they were thrown into. But relying on that isn't something you can really expect. There's close grouping here. TJB, they were the sore thumb that was sticking out in the rotation pathway for Power. They don't need the bailout of the cars. They try and take shots on the move. Bit of drive-by. Al Hadji going down. They wouldn't deny a second back-to-back potential chicken dinner here for Power, and they instantly put all of the punish into it.
Kante on the off angle. He loves playing this one. Has a good read, but Al Hadji more than definitely done so here. Maybe they're able to get a couple of points in terms of the eliminations versus TJB, and Kante's got a nice read onto them. Oh, he jumps out the vehicle too quick.
Uh-oh, this
He was
has gone
quite
a bit
low.
wrong. Oh, mate, hang on a minute. Then actually Kante might be able to, like you just said, steal away a few points. You've broken your own legs. You've got to recover, see what you can do from it.
Fidan and Kante playing hand in hand here. Do they know, though? You got Only coming over the top side. Good shot. What a spray down. Pops him out the side of the vehicle, opens the door. And another as well. This could be all over for the boys on TJB in a blink of an eye. In comes Fidan as well up the hill. He has a bleed onto them. Both players are up, but extremely low here.
And that info goes both ways. Smoke's down to give themselves cover, sure, but this is going to give them the inkling of where their position is. The zone's moving in to make it even more uncomfortable. Shallow nade on the first. Kante gets a better angle from the elevated peak. He's got this opening. He sees the opportunity to try and get those shots in. He doesn't want to muck it up, though. Fidan makes the first move, strikes onto one. TJB, they thought they had this in the bag, but the longer it's gone on, the worse it's got by far. I don't think you're in a great spot here. Just a vehicle blocking bullets. That's barely all they've got to work with.
Fidan sends a nade. Beautiful airburst on that one. And we'll pop TJB out, and Power is alive to see another day here in this match. Down to 2 players, but not out in terms of mentality.
That's what Power do. They fight back. It looked like it was dire straits for them. They withstand their first test, but more are surely coming. Inco are on the rotate down. You've got Ulula IHC as well on the cross over the bridge. Kago Saka have been biding their time, looking to guard the edge for so long.
They've just got 2 players to do it, though. Have to be an incredible hold versus Ulula IHC. Depends if they can make it through. Inco also in Milta, getting looted up as much as possible. They know they need the meds here. Here's the initial roll in. Great shots out of the vehicle, honestly, from TJB over the top side. Almost the hold from Power. It all goes wrong in a matter of an instant. Fidan, though, brings it all back together, and that was the crucial mistake.
You get the Power POV as well. They took that extra time to reassess, reloot, offer the crates, grab themselves a boat. Going for the wide rotate the whole way around the back, setting up with the circle in the forefront of their minds. Meanwhile, DRX, it always feels like every time we see them, they're in such a rough spot. They had a glimpse of potential to start off today, but that was quickly taken away.
Taking stock of the circle right now. You got Falcons playing up towards Observatory, staying out of too much trouble for themselves. IWB and RX set themselves up on a wide split on that north-west edge. Alpha 7 playing a little bit more interesting. Inco coming around on that north side, could be backstabbing onto IHC. They don't want to go for the Milta bridge push, and I think that's reasonable considering where the circle is. You know there's going to be a lot of teams in that area. Might just be safer to go for this one. But do they know IHC is here?
IHC were taking so long to go for this. They felt comfortable. They had the meds. They had the supplies. Now they start to make their moves. There is a bit of space in the timing between both of these squads that are slowly making their late rotate in. Everyone else very tightly grouped. Moneymakers and Power, the similar sort of situation for them coming in from the coastal side.
Moneymakers have really taken their time on this as well. Remember, they were in Primorsk for quite some time. They wait for the guys on Alpha 7 to already make their crossing before they decide to go for theirs. Primorsk, huge city as well, so you can get a lot of loot in that area, a lot of meds to make this journey easier. There's a loot crate out in the water as well. Maybe Moneymakers pick that one up, but you got to admit, there must be eyes on that one. They do pop out. I think shots might have gone their way. Currently still up as 4 to make landfall. Power might be spotted though. Oh, they're swimming in. This is dangerous. Power might actually be able to hold them out.
Power went for the quick move, favoring the speed to get themselves onto the beach and at least set up and have that angle to work with. And yeah, they are taking shots. Bullets downrange. The peppering going on. Meanwhile, we join Aula IHC that have gotten themselves into into a better position, but Inco could crash in the backline, and they're forced to fight out with Alpha 7. A bit of an exchange. Trades going either way. Alpha 7 debating what they can even really do from this. You know, you got to leave the man that's now down and get a bit further back.
An over-aggressive play, honestly, from Carrillo. Out of that western side, dies the play zone. And again, they had the inside track on this circle. They could have held them out quite easily. And I think you've got to anticipate that teams coming in from Milta most likely would want to go for that long crossing over the north side of the map through to the western bridge. So I think Alpha 7 has just bit off a little bit more than they can chew. They do take down Zyol, but losing a player in a strong position where they were is not feeling good. But look at this, Moneymakers opting to get rid of the vehicle, the boat, and instead just swim it in. Power takes a bit more of a strong man's mentality. They just send it.
Yeah, they go straight in. Don't want to give the opportunity for another team to take snipe shots down at them and pepper them with bullets. But Tulika, he loves these long-range firefights, and it plays into his book. Hits the first as he's able to take out one on the cross, and now he's a bit suspicious. He's clearing towards the coast, so Power might have given the game away a little bit here. We got the move up from Vampire as well with a very fragmented Team Liquid. They went down early in terms of the nums, and you're basically trapped, penned in whilst the push comes up. The saving grace at least is the boom engage from the sideline and get a bit of damage back on the Vampire. Tony K though, this man can be lethal. How good is he in terms of getting the nade in through the window?
Goes far, wide in fact. Chief opting to hold on to the pin. Doesn't want to waste grenades. And Tony K from the side is Bro Harami, who've come on top and have taken too long on this engagement. Out comes Chief with the nade. Could be huge in fact. Finds the second knock on them. Will look to clean up as well. And that's two eliminations that, honestly, Team Liquid desperately needed. Remember, this is the two-man squad. Confirms one, looks for another. It would be Bro Harami to steal that one away, but fantastic job from Team Liquid to lift this one out. And I think the Vampire just thought they had way more space.
There's no space between these two now. They finally pushed up, realizing they have to cut their losses and at least grab that one Elim point off the back of the fight they started with Chief in Team Liquid. Falcons were up on the top side. They were locked in. Horn smashing against each other with Boom. And they commit to the bout on that one, leaving it down to just a solo. Nice nade to kick off the engagement at least, but it's the backstab that's causing problems for him. He's taking shots towards the rear. Got to push further forward. There's two Falcons members ahead of him, and they're going to be able to get that one on target.
Falcons, bit of revenge onto Boom from earlier. House of leaves there for Yumi, but like a house of cards, it comes crumbling down in the face of the dynamic duo themselves, Action and Top, playing together for so long. Kante over the top here, does find Havlik in fact, and Fidan's onto Bro Harami. What is happening here for this duo?
If the question is, can Kante? Well, he certainly can in that fight. Hits the first, Alula IHC going down for good as well as they're taken out of the overall equation. And look at the map screen, bud. Everyone's so closely grouped in terms of these overall fights. This game's going to start reaching a fever pitch soon. We're starting to bring it up, Blank. We're getting that energy going for the third game.
I mean, IWNRX just passing over the top side of the airstrip, getting the propeller going, and are about to take off, in fact, as they start to clear down on this south side. DRX, for the first time in a long time, have themselves a central position in the zone. But is it too little too late for this team? Only 4 matches remain for the boys in a 0 elimination game so far, despite the amount of presence and space that they have been given in this match.
Here's the push up round the side. Bring in the vehicle, reset things. See if they can get themselves picked back up. I wonder if they're aware of this though as well. Down towards the trees. They barely missed Icy Boss, who's had his belly down on the ground for quite some time. We saw that split up from the duo in Moneymakers. They opted to go for different positions and keep their noses clean. Don't engage in any unnecessary fights here. And this man's lucky. Barely protected by the shrubs.
Surely he sees them, and they're in the vehicle, man. They have very good sight lines down to the floor here, and they've passed by him twice. Icy's going to have to hit at some point. The blue's pushing him in, and he has the perfect backstab. 5 grenades in the pocket as well. They're out of line of sight as well. This could be huge for Icy.
Icy. If he can throw the clip in and slay from far away, he could leave Bro down on the DECK. Meanwhile, though, that's what's happening to Vampire as they are out of commission. Removed again. Another squad being finned as the herd is getting ushered inwards. This time, this backstab. We've seen how important and how powerful solos have been throughout this event so far. Blank, can he be another one in the list of them?
See the smoke off in the distance, have a quick peek over towards it, but Bro Harami, they've got to get further into this circle. Alpha 7, it's McGrellin, the duo here, Mafioso on side as well. Nade's going across towards Team Liquid. Cardozin blocks the first one on the rock. He's just dancing around it, using the smoke to his advantage. Crossing this road ain't going to be easy for the boys on Alpha 7. Solo remaining here for Team Liquid, but 12 teams, he has to go a lot further here.
Quick heal up for Federales. Meanwhile, Top, again, seizes the opportunity against Talon. You can see how problems are arising there. That was the last man standing for them. Talon, they lost Misery in the initial moments of this game. It felt like he was taken away within seconds. They were forced to fight with a free. Now none remains for the Clawed Beasts. As Falcons upset them, everyone slowly edges further forward. Mad Balls on screens here. Tulika, he got his first elimination, taking the shots down onto Moneymakers, but he didn't clean house. He left two of them alive.
And Bishke just hiding behind Fidan from Power. Next circle will lock a lot of these players into a cage match on the side of this hill. Mad Balls pushing through. Soez down from DRX. DRX is just crumbling as players get closer. It's just almost like they get a debuff. They're afflicted by the presence of other players. Icy stepping up versus Bro Harami. This is what we wanted to see.
He's got this one for free as well. Had the smart play with the smoke, but they dive straight back in. They've isolated him and spotted out the one man. Now scratching their heads, wondering where the partner is. Where's the duo at a point like this? That's not so good, though.
Explodes a vehicle, and Jappy just falls because of it. I get the mentality, you want to explode the vehicle because it is close to exploding in the first place, but at least let your teammates leave. Nade of the top from IWNRX, telling about how this northern angle could be good for them, but they're skilling up the hill. Top here on this lonesome. The Falcons' wings have been clipped, but he's still going.
Seeing if he can cause some issues. IWNRX on the clear round the corner. They wanted to try and keep themselves alive in this one, but Power, they're on the exact opposite end of things. Down and out. Inco as well, taking heavy casualties. Mad Balls, unfortunately, taking Flique out of action for a sec there, detonating the vehicle. A lot of scrappy gameplay going on right now, but Top, he keeps it large, living his movie from the elevated peak, trying to get the tracing off as well. Damage into the back line, looks to confirm the first knock that he got off the back of this one, racking up the numbers as he brings himself up to 7 elims.
Massive game for Top here, and a game they desperately needed as well. Feels almost like a Leon scenario. Inco coming through, looks to steal here. The DBS goes crazy, does so much damage to Nenebete, but he steps a bit too far forward. But what a game regardless from Top there. I think he just starts to feel it in those last moments. It's a bit too big for himself, but 9 limbs to finish off the game. What a good one from him, an action to save what started out as a very, very rough match. 7 teams remain. DRX slowly but surely being culled on the eastern side. Mad Bulls with a big old split along the southern coast. You've got English holding, watching for these teams. Alpha 7, Team Liquid, Inco, all from the same region on that side towards the north, duking it out. See who's the best of the best.
There we go then. Let's see if this is going to be the best engagement they can possibly take here. Zerich lucky to be alive off the back of the damage established there. Cardozin finally down as Alpha 7 spot the last man for Liquid and lop the head off the horse. No chance for that to carry on as Liquid are out. Harami Bro though, pushing up. They got the meds to work with. The paranoia's kicking in. Mad Balls, they need to get grouped up here. They got the shots from the far back angle. There's the detonation on the vehicle that will shut down the first. Sideline swipe again. Trades back onto Zerich.
Awesome angle here from English. He has full sight lines all the way across. They planned this perfectly. And Bro Harami down to just one player. DRX able to steal away a lot of them there, but now they have the angle. They know there's a team above them, and they're asking for English. Do you see them? Do you know where they are? Give some information back so Tulika and Flique can potentially get something done off the back of this. Alpha 7 is out. Inco will lay them bare. This is over towards that northern side. They've cleared out both Alpha 7, Liquid now. It is all there terrain to play with. QXZ going down to Tulika, let off the leash once again.
The Bulls are seeing red, and Tulika is the one that's looking to come out with that aggression, put his best foot forward, and take the fight towards them. Two squads with 3 players alive. DRX down to just the duo. Inco, they've been biding their time throughout the flow of this game. Can they step up towards the dire straits? Bullets being put down range as well. DRX panicking, sweating bullets in the engagements they're thrown into, with shots coming in from either squad still in.
Yeah, they're sat a little lost towards the center of the circle. Not sure where to look at this point in time. That's the difficulty with this circle itself, is that where DRX was playing, although it looked good, you're sort of setting yourself up for failure between the 2 angles on the north and the south side. You don't want to be sandwiched between those 2 positions. You've got to pick one or the other here. And now Inco with this ridge, looking to put on a little bit more of the pain towards DRX. Mad Bulls trying to regroup a little bit. They are outside the circle. They'll have to push further in. Can they get a side swap potentially onto Ingo? Go far west, rotate around the side. English has already opened up that position, but a nice shot there from Hugin.
Take away the edge that they had. Remove the manpower. Focus fire back. Tulika dialed in as always, even suspecting the peek from the second man in the back and keeping his crosshair honed on target.
Ooh.
Nice tap. Slows them down. Removes the HP from them so they can't peek in, but the zone is going to force them to make a move, or you're out to the play zone anyway, and we rattle it down to just 2. Mad Bulls with the reset, 3 players alive versus Inco. Got a lot to do now. This chicken dinner in tough contention. Either one of these teams take it.
Crucial re-peak there coming through from Tulika to keep Fleek alive. They desperately need the 3-man, and it's both ways on side of this valley. Who's going to take the top side? Who's going to be the lumberjack? Chop down these trees and chop down the opposition. It's Inco, Mad Bulls, toe-to-toe right now. As both teams edge ever closer to one another. He's got the lead, he spots one, he's just going to unleash the barrage. There's no repeat from the rest of the team, but they have an angle now.
Tulika, the human hatchet for Mad Bulls, swinging wildly, cutting his way through the jungle and looking to take down the opposition. The opening engagement gives them establishing damage, but they still need to be aware of the positions that Inco have.
The Bulls preparing to charge here. Inco holding back, scared a little bit. They hear the thump of the feet on the north side. Mad Bulls have done terrifically well. Good splits. Hold them in this game. Inco's relying on re-peaks, refrags here. Mad Bulls just going to wolf pack it on the south side. Hope to open up something. Honestly, if they just brazenly head over towards that northern edge, find Garrix, potentially are able to bring something up. Quick scout in the buggy. Really useful bit of utility is that vehicle, just in terms of being able to angle yourself where these players are. And they're playing scared now. Vitali tries to fortify that position over towards Nenabete.
They dial it back to the defense. They want to play tenacious on this one, but they've got to get the confidence back up. The scout in the vehicle for Tulika gives them the information and draws the fire onto him if they take shot. He does take one bullet to the side, cascades his way back in and tucks out for a second. There is nades to play with as well. It goes both ways though. Mobility is there. There's a vehicle for Rinko and a nade soaring through the sky.
Ooh, that's a great nade, in fact. Hits Tulika incredibly hard here. He's got the level 3s though on. Looking to take this to a level 7. Versus Inco. But Zone 9 is not going to favor Mad Bulls. They've been backed into a corner here. And they will have to literally bull rush it over towards Inco in the end game, because they've got all the space in the world to work with.
At this point, they have to command respect from the spirit animal of the organization. The Mad Bulls have to rise up and storm the gates on contact. Inco playing with the Lion's Heart further back, knowing how close they are to sinking their teeth into that chicken dinner. It just comes down to the decision making, making sure they can clean up on these fights. They're getting a little bit further forward now, realizing time's starting to tick, things are starting to heat up, nades being primed as well. The utility usage has been keeping them further back for so long. They just need that clean nade.
The best thing about this is that Nenebete's been so patient on the nade here, popping it away every single time. You know he doesn't have too many in the back pocket. He can't afford to waste them. But this vehicle play, it psyched them out something horrid.
It's baited out the face, low HP back, causing the rotate in, trying to double up, seeing if they can group together and focus fire. The nades could still be important, and that's the big one. Strikes first, Mad Bull, the Lanimals, here on the stage. Are they about to crumble? Be silenced by Inco. You've got the edge now. Seize the initiative and push down.
Ooh.
There's the clap back. Tulika, we've said he can light them up something fierce, and that's what he does again.
Vitali over the top side, might spot him. Tulika steps up, gets the frag onto him. Just one player left alive.
Here we go then. It's all down to the Hell in the Cell. See if they can clean up from this point. Inco, you played a good game, but it might crumble away in the dire straits they're left in. Trapped behind the tree. Low HP on the two Mad Bulls. Just got to hit those clean shots. Paranoid to peak. Takes the first. Claps down as well. And Inco, the survival of the fittest as the Lions on the stage take the chicken dinner.
Crazy game there from Inco, from control of all Brazil on that northern side versus Alpha 7 and